VP. That's one. Right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field, way back there. Gone again. Seager does it again. It's the Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the 8th inning. Tie ball game. Corey Seager, clutch single. Top of the 7th, gets the Rangers even at 3. Rangers have shown some fight in this one. They've made some boneheaded plays at that as well. Let's not leave that out. Wyatt Langford, Ezekiel Duran, back-to-back innings. And look, Wyatt's had an outstanding game. I don't want to get on him too much, but that was not good from Wyatt a couple innings ago on the base pass. Been on base 4 times, though. Hard to get on him a crazy amount, but just ill-timed, bad base running by Texas. Zeke Duran, that lead that he had out there to end the 8th inning, no clue what he's doing. They had already picked back there once. I really don't have a good explanation for what Zeke was thinking. Don't think he was. You had already gotten back picked one time. You didn't think they were going to try it again. Maybe not, but you got to be ready for that. And you cannot, in scoring position with a chance to take the lead there, there's just zero way that you can allow that to happen. Disappointing. Rangers still have a shot in this one. We're going to finish it out with y'all. But first, here at Right on Rangers, we cover everything Texas sports, but we put a big emphasis on the Rangers during the MLB season and into the offseason as well. And we thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Drop a comment, drop a question. Those of y'all that have been around, you kind of know the drill. During the game, might be a little hit or miss, but after the game, post-game, we'll make sure we get into just about everything of substance. Man, look, appreciate all y'all that are already here hanging out. Dan, what's good? We're giving ourselves a shot. I mean, look, we're giving away some outs, too. Let's be honest, we're giving away some outs, but yes, we are giving ourselves a chance here. You just really feel like this is a game Texas has to have. You drop this game, and you got to see what the results are in the wild card, the teams ahead of you. It's fortunate, Houston, Seattle losing. I mean, at the other end, it kind of hurts considering had you gone on a little bit of a heater here, you could probably be right there in the playoff spot, right there in a playoff race at least. Rangers not able to take advantage of some of the teams losing ahead of them. Sean Armstrong, by the way, getting pulled from the game. Armstrong was phenomenal. Look, I don't think that the Rangers are necessarily going to nail down a closer per se. They might with how well Armstrong's pitching. I mean, he went 1 1/3, did give up 2 hits and a walk, got into a little bit of trouble in that 7th, bottom of the 7th inning. But came into this 8th, and he has given Hobie a clean slate to work with. Hobie Milner in the ball game, trying to recover from a little bit of a rough outing last time out, right? Hobie has been so good all year long. Look, still sports a 2.59 ERA. This guy has been phenomenal. But we have got to make sure that we get this final out here, take it to the 9th. Hobie lefty on lefty right now against Isbell. 0-2 count. Hobie's going to send one away. Sweeper that didn't catch much. And Hobie is going to get the K here, man. Right down the pipe. Isbell, don't know what he was looking for, but it wasn't that. And Hobie retires the final out in the 8th inning. Rangers are going to bring up Freeman, Carter, and Langford. If anybody's able to reach, Corey Seager would come up. So you hope one of these dudes can get on base. Seags coming up in the top of the 9th would be huge. He's been swinging a good bat tonight, 1 for 3 with a walk. You would love to see him get an opportunity to win this game for Texas. Appreciate y'all. Coach Bochy had to deal with a personal matter. They're not explaining what it is, although Chris Jung did say that the health is fine, so it's not a health issue for Boch, but a personal matter that he will be attending to over the next couple of days. It sounds like he'll be rejoining the team in Arlington, but will not coach the remainder of the series. We'll see what happens. Obviously, things can change quickly, but sounds like Boch will rejoin the team in Arlington after the Royal Series comes to a close. Quick turnaround here. You know, you consider you got to play extras. Rangers have to play a day game tomorrow, so it is going to be a quick night of sleep if this game goes to extras. You'd love for the Rangers to end it here in regulation, here within the first 9. You go to extras, it starts getting late. You got to get up and get to the ballpark the next day. You'd assume Pat Corbin's probably already at the hotel getting ready for bed. At least I'd hope so. I doubt Pat Corbin is at the game right now. Dude should be at the hotel if he's not already. Bro should be putting on the PJs, getting ready for a big day tomorrow, hopefully to salvage a split in this series. That would be phenomenal. Here we go. Appreciate all y'all hanging. We got a couple of different things, talking points that we'll definitely get through as the show goes on. Trying to finish this one out. Cody Freeman 0 for 3. Look, the numbers do not look great for Cody, but obviously with Josh Jung and his struggles, Cody getting a little bit of an extended look here. Josh, by the way, did start today at third base, was taken out of the game for Josh Smith. Both of those players 0 for 2, so 0 for 4 from that 5 spot today are the Rangers. Look, Josh Smith and Josh Jung both having a really tough second half. We're going to talk about Josh Jung a little bit later on in the show, perhaps after the game comes to a close. But Cody, you'd love for him to take the bull by the horns and really solidify himself as a guy that needs to continue to get more Major League ABs. You know, it's tough. You don't get a long runway sometimes when you come up from AAA, regardless of how well you've been crushing it down at Round Rock. You don't always get the longest of runways. You got to prove yourself quickly. Look, Cody, I like the at-bats. He's a guy that doesn't strike out a lot, puts the ball in play often. The Rangers need more hitters like Cody Freeman, but you would just love to see him start seeing some results. He obviously is having a bit of a tough time average-wise now with a ground out here. Soft contact. Bobby Witt handles it well. Cody Freeman made it close down there, but Cody's average now going to drop below 100. So, look, I don't want to say Cody's over his skis per se, but it's just not been the start that you'd love for him to get after coming back up for a second time. Bobby Witt, just a great shortstop, man. You love watching him play the game. Obviously, I don't love watching him play the game well against the Rangers, but Bobby Witt, such a great player. Such a great player. Evan Carter getting a start against lefties. Pretty wild to see that. I tweeted out, color me shocked, man. I did not anticipate Evan Carter getting a start this season against left-handed pitchers. Might be a little bit indicative of where we're at in the season. Not that the Rangers have completely thrown in the towel, but you are kind of trying to test the waters here, see if you can just get any kind of spark going. Maybe this is it. I think you're willing to try just about anything at this point. Evan Carter is going to push the count to 3-1. 3-1 count. Hopefully EC can get on here, and then you cause some havoc on the base paths potentially. Evan's going to take a called strike. Looked like he might have been taken all the way. That was a pretty healthy strike, man. Pretty healthy strike right over the heart of the plate. Evan must have been kind of taken all the way there. It looked like a pretty good pitch to hit. And Evan on pitch number 6 of the AB is going to ground out here. Rangers down to their last out in the 9th. Wyatt Langford coming up. Evan a little ground out to the pitcher. Not the best night for EC. He goes, I believe, 0 for 4 now on the evening. Ethan, you did call it, man. You said Wyatt Langford leadoff. It's looking pretty good right now. It's looking pretty good right now. We'll see what ends up happening down the stretch. Maybe the Rangers found something here. Good on you, bud. Good call. Real good call. Ultramodern, I pray you are correct, my friend. I pray you are correct. Comment is calling the Langford shot. Please. Please. Quickly 2-0. You love Wyatt tonight taking 2 walks. He's been patient up at the plate. I'll knock on wood. I don't want to jinx him or anything. So just for the record. But Wyatt this is the kind of hitter you would love to see him become more often, more consistently. 3-0 now. I don't think you're wanting to pitch around Wyatt Langford here. You got Corey Seager. Do you really want to pitch to Seager at this point? Do we get a green light here? Wyatt, green light. Oh, that is a brutal strike one call. That is a brutal strike one call. Come on now. Walsh has been real tough behind the dish tonight. Just real tough, man. Seriously. There have been some ridiculous calls tonight. You guys don't hear me rail on the umps every single day, but my goodness. Wyatt's going to walk anyways, though. I guess they like the lefty-lefty, but Seager has hit homers off lefties this year. I don't necessarily think that's the greatest strategy, but maybe it's the one that they're going to employ here. Mound visit, but can't imagine they're going to take the lefty out of the ballgame unless they're putting another one in. Looks like a little pitching coach visit here. Seager 1 for 3 on the night. Big spot for him. You wonder if Langford may be on the move. I would probably not do that at this point, but we're just throwing out the scenario here. I'd be real careful taking the bat out of Corey Seager's hands. You'd love to get Wyatt Langford down to second base, but I would be very careful taking the bat out of Corey Seager's hands with a Wyatt Langford misstep, bad jump, whatever the case may be. Salvador Perez, not exactly a chump behind the dish, man. Can still throw him out with the best of them. At this point, I think I'm probably letting Corey Seager eat here. Not going to worry about Langford getting to second. If Corey puts one in the gap, Wyatt's going to score. I think you're leaving it up to your best hitter here to get something done. First pitch is going to be strike 1 on the outer half of the plate. Corey thought about pulling the trigger, but pulled up. He checks with the home plate umpire, saw if it would have been a strike or not. And sure enough, it was. He gets the head nod from the ump. Pitch number 2, Seager. Ball ground out. Seager's hustling. And a wonky play at first base allows Corey Seager to reach. It's going to be an error. Man, that was a weird play. Rangers getting a little bit of luck here. Sometimes you need that to win ball games, man. Corey Seager with a fairly hard-hit ground ball. First baseman ricochets, looks like off the heel perhaps. It went right to the pitcher, literally right to the pitcher. After it ricocheted off the first baseman's glove, the pitcher Long was not able to handle it. And so we have now first and second, 2 outs for Marcus Semien. Marcus Semien with a huge opportunity here to put the Rangers ahead 4-3 or more. Semien check swing. This is going to be trouble. And the bases are going to be loaded. Marcus Semien with an excuse me check swing. Swinging bunt that ends up falling in exactly the right place. And Semien is going to reach base here. Bases loaded for Kyle Higashioka. Rangers falling on some good fortune here. Come on, Higgy. Make them pay, baby. Make them pay. Let's go. Kyle Higashioka on the evening. 0 for 3 with a walk. Bro is due for something special. Rangers get really 2 fortunate plays in a row going their way. And you feel like this is just such a big moment for them to take advantage of. You got called strike 1. Higgy is going to let a ball a little low, but middle in, slightly low. Go for a strike. And he's quickly down 0-1. Kyle Higashioka on the year hitting .252 with a .712 OPS. He's got catcher duties tonight. Jonah Heim DHing. Kind of tells you a little bit about the state of the offense right now. Although Jonah, give him credit, 2 hits tonight. Higgy, you'd love to see a first base knock from him this evening. And he's going to take ball 2. Favorable count here, 2-1. Looking for a pitch you can hit. Man, why does this feel like the season right here? Why does this feel like the season? Look, there very well may be extra innings ahead of us if the Rangers can shut down in the bottom of the 9th, regardless of what happens here. But, man, you would love for this to be the moment. Bases loaded, pitcher on the ropes. And we got pitch number 4 incoming. Long, sets, and fires. Higgy swings and rips a ball down the line. Rangers are going to plate at least 2. Marcus Semion's motoring. They're going to wave him home. No play at the plate. The Rangers have gone up 3 in the top of the 9th inning. Beautiful. My goodness. The Rangers go up 6-3. You love to see it. And now we are looking very, very good for the bottom of the 9th here. Kyle Higashioka, Mr. Clutch, rips one down the line. Man, over 100 miles an hour exit velocity. Josh Smith is going to lace one, and they are going to hold up. Higgy at third base, probably smart. Josh Smith with his first base hit of the night. Soft contact, but we'll take it. Josh Smith extends the inning. And we are going to see Ezekiel Duran, one of the hottest hitters on the Rangers coming up. You'd love to get a 4th run here. You'd love to get a 4th run. Looks like the Royals are going to make a pitching change. Looks like they will be making a pitching change, but you would love to see them close this out. Garcia to close the game. Please, Lord, no. Please, no. No. Just no. Do not let that man anywhere near this ball game. Is he warming up right now? Is he warming up? Please say he's not warming up right now. Show me the bullpen. Let me down easy. If they show him warming up, we absolutely need another run right here. It better be Maton or Coulombe. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. It better be Maton or Coulombe, or we riot. Shoot, give it to Hobie Milner. Let Hobie close the game. Please. Send Robert Garcia back to the hotel right now. I don't care if you're short on arms. At this point, I would rather Ezekiel Duran finish out the ball game on the mound. Come on now. Speaking of Duran, going to take ball 1. Looked like he was bunting. I don't know if that was just to deke the pitcher a little bit. Can't imagine with 2 down, you're trying to bunt here with how hot of a bat Zeke's been swinging. Here's the pitch. Zeke going to ground one to second base. That's going to do it. Rangers are going to take a 3-run lead to the bottom of the 9th. And let's see who's coming out the door. Or is it Hobie Milner? Hobie only got 1 out. I'm probably sticking Hobie, or I'm going Maton or Coulombe. I might go ahead and just stick with Hobie. It feels like he hasn't gotten a lot of opportunities. DeGrom to close. There you go. Shoot, he said he was ready. DeGrom said he was ready to throw. It's the Rangers that are trying to push him back a little bit. DeGrom just wanted to miss a couple of days. The Rangers are going to make him miss a full rotation. What a huge hit for Kyle Higashioka. 0 for 3 on the night. Did have a walk, but just such a timely hit there. Down the left field line. You just love that for Higgy. Man, look, I feel good about Higgy coming back for next year. You guys have heard me say a lot. I don't think Higgy is a 50-50 guy. I love Higgy in a 1/3 role, if that makes sense. I love him playing about a third of your ball games. So that works out, obviously, to maybe I would say somewhere between 50 and 75. I just don't think Higgy needs to be a 50-50 guy next year. That's just me. I love what I saw tonight. 101 off the bat. I think Higgy would be great in a secondary role, a guy that you can throw in the DH spot occasionally. Sure, you need a primary catcher. You do need a primary catcher next year. I don't want to see the Rangers do this 50-50 thing again. I think in some ways it kind of hampers the ability to get hot, the ability to get into a rhythm. I understand you're trying to take wear and tear off the legs, but I think the Rangers got to go out and get a primary catcher next year. I don't think Jonah Heim is going to be with the club one way or another. But Higgy, what a great night. And down the stretch here, he has had some big hits, some big games. All of them seemingly come on the road. I mean, this dude is a road warrior. The splits away from Globe Life versus at home are crazy. And if this score holds, he's going to end up being tonight's hero, tonight's player of the game for sure. So he is going to face Yastrzemski. Milner is, and Milner hopefully maybe going to close it out. They still haven't really shown anybody warming unless I missed it talking to y'all. Hobie, first pitch is a strike against Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski, a guy with pop. Definitely a guy with some pop. But with the 3-run lead, you got to feel pretty good about Hobie getting some outs here. Letting the defense work, maybe getting a couple of Ks. Foul tip, and it's quickly 0-2. Yaz is going to take a timeout. Feels like Hobie maybe has been in 1 or 2 ninth-inning games. Can any of y'all confirm? How many games has this man pitched in the 9th inning? I'll go to the baseball ref page right now, and we'll check it out. It feels like Hobie has not hardly gotten any opportunities in the 9th inning this year. We'll go to the splits right now and check it. 2025 splits. Give me that 9th inning. Come on now. Another foul here, and still 0-2. Still an 0-2 count. 9th inning, he has pitched, looks like 6 games in the 9th inning this year. 3 1/3 innings. So I think maybe they've done the thing where they have Hobie out there for an out or 2, and then they bring in somebody else to get the final outs. So he's pitched in 6 games in the 9th inning this year. He has a 5.40 ERA. So a total of 3 1/3 innings pitched, and he has given up, it looks like, 1 run in that amount of time. 1 run, 3 1/3. Comebacker, though, he's going to get the first out here. Lowers that 9th inning ERA just a tad more, and the Royals are quickly down to their final 2. Looks like Hobie Milner is going to remain in the game to face Bobby Witt. Called strike 1 on a sinker on the outside corner. Looks like they're going with Hobie to close it out. You would have thought this would have been the guy you might have wanted to go with another arm to get out of the lefty-righty matchup. But look, as you think about it, who do they really have that you want beyond Hobie? I mean, maybe Maton, but looks like they are going with Hobie or bust here. I like it. I like it. With how good Hobie's been, we'll ride or die with him. Bobby Witt quickly down to an 0-2 count. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Like I said, comments, questions, we're going to have all the time in the world post-game if I've missed it. Not ducking anything, but we are going to be locked in here, finishing out this one with y'all on the edge of our seat, just like some of y'all probably are at home. Man, we need this one. Come on. Pitch number 4 is going to be a foul. That one caught a lot of plate. Ricky, appreciate you, man. Thank you to everybody that's given gifts, by the way. I'll check it out post-game. If you gave a gift and I missed it, forgive me, please. I'll definitely check out the gifts post-game, and I'll make sure I thank everyone that gave. But thank you so much. The generosity is so much appreciated. Hobie, pitch number 5, another foul. That was a good piece of hitting there from Bobby Witt. That was not an easy pitch. 82-mile-an-hour changeup, and Bobby Witt just gets a piece. Bobby 3 for 4 on the night. Safe to say he's had a good evening. Pitch number 6 incoming from Hobes. He sets and fires. Bobby Witt's going to hit. Ground ball up the middle. Simeon there, gloves it, fires over, gets Witt by a step, and the Rangers are down to their final out to get here to claim victory after being down 3-1 in this ball game and really trailing, 3-2 going into the 7th inning? Hobie needing one more out. He's going to have to get past Pasquatch here, who does have a 3-run bomb in this game and is 2 for 2 on the night. Ball 1, filthy sweeper, man. Just a filthy sweeper. I don't know how Pasquatch lays off that one. Something about, there are always certain guys that just love playing Texas. Pasquatch is one of them, man. This dude just feels like he comes alive every time he sees that Ranger blue out across from him, that gray and blue, man. Just comes alive. Hobie Milner, pitch number 3 on a 1-1 count, incoming. And he delivers. Ground ball up the middle. Seager is there. Cue the I Like Texas music. Hello, win column. The Rangers get a dub. They have an opportunity to split the series tomorrow. I don't want to say season saving, but this is a big win. If you wanted any hope, any potential playoff hopes to stay alive, you had to get this one. You need tomorrow as well. Quick turnaround. You love that the Rangers get this done in the first 9 innings. You got a day game tomorrow. The last thing you wanted to do is go extra innings tonight. Huge win. Hobie Milner in the 9th. I absolutely love it. Great stuff. Great stuff tonight. Kyle Higashioka, your hero. 3-run bases clearing double in the top of the 9th inning to get the job done for Texas. Calls a great game behind the dish. Rangers only allowed 3 runs tonight. Just an outstanding dub from the boys in gray and blue. You go to the box score. Got to commend the bullpen. Jacob Latz, let's not forget that, man. Put some respect on his name. Give him some flowers. 3 1/3. He comes in after an extremely rough outing from Caleb Bosley. Strikes out 4. Only allows 2 base runners in 3 1/3 innings pitched. Jacob Latz. What an outing from him. So impressive. From the pitching side, got to give him player of the game on the pitching side. Obviously, Kyle Higashioka. I mean, look, Wyatt Langford had an outstanding game. I think he's right there. But when you come up clutch like this, yes, sir. Kyle Higashioka edges out Wyatt Langford for player of the game in my book. Wyatt on base 5 times tonight. Good for him. Outstanding game from Wyatt. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good stuff. Hey, and now let's start cooking with the post game. We've got a lot to cover, a lot to talk about. Always more fun to do so after a win. Look, you guys know we're here, rain or shine, but the wins, it's always more fun. Always more fun. I'm with you. Can Hobie just pitch like every 9th inning, please? Have we found our new 9th inning guy? Seriously, Hobie or Sean Armstrong? Stop overthinking it. Hobie Milner or Sean Armstrong, 9th inning. That's really all we need to worry about at this point. Really all we need to worry about. Come on now. Coop, what's up, my guy? What's up, my guy? Thanks for hanging out. Go Rangers. Slam to Jackson, maybe too late. I'll take a good win anytime. It's never too late. Never too late to take a good win, man. Better late than never. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for the support. Great win tonight. Outstanding job by Wyatt Langford. Outstanding. I mean, look, Higgy gets the player of the game in my book with the clutch hit. Wyatt on base 5 times. You could give him co-player of the game on the offensive side. Absolutely. Might the Rangers have found something lead off? Look, I know we have been saying Evan Carter in terms of the leadoff spot. Long term, I still think that's the play. I think Wyatt definitely can do some work in that spot as well. And he'll probably continue to do so at this rate. I think they will most likely continue to put him in that spot as long as it's working. No reason to change it. No reason to change it. Antonio, I'm with you. They have the ability to reel off some wins. They have it in them. Are they going to do it? We'll see. But they have it in them. They absolutely have it in them. 100%. We will see what happens. But at this point, let's just enjoy this one. We'll get into tomorrow soon enough. I just absolutely would love to see the Rangers get on a hot streak. Would love to see it. Let's keep on rolling. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out, by the way. Awesome night tonight. Sean did come up huge, Matt. I'm with you on that one. Sean Armstrong, definitely a guy that we have got to point out and highlight. He did awesome. Went until the 8th inning. Hobie Milner relieved him with 2 outs in the 8th. Finished the final 4 outs of the ball game. Rangers get back in this series. They have a chance to split it. Patrick Corbin on the mound tomorrow. Nathan Eovaldi throwing on Friday. Going to be tough. Look, Corbin has been a little up and down. Going to be tough tomorrow. Not going to lie, not going to sugarcoat it. If the Rangers can pull off a dub tomorrow, it'll be impressive. You're going to need the offense coming alive. And Corbin has got to be a little bit sharper than what he has been the past 2-3 outings. But you would love to see them carry this momentum. Yeah, get some food, some sleep, and a split tomorrow. I'm with you. I'm with you, Sam. It's going to be a quick turnaround. It's so pivotal that you didn't go to extras. Extras just would have been terrible. You would have used up all the bullpen. Robert Garcia inevitably would have come in the game at some point. It's just so pivotal that you did not go to extras tonight. Higgy, just that hit is so huge. You go to extras, look, maybe you end up winning in the 10th, but maybe you go 12 or 13 and you spend a bunch of arms that you need for the Guardian series, that you need for tomorrow's game. Big to finish this one in the first 9. Look, I'm liking Carter starting against lefties. I'm liking it. I think at this point, I said during the actual game, maybe it's a little bit of, hey, we've tried everything else. Let's just start the guy every day. I don't know. Look, this was a pretty tough lefty that the Rangers were facing today. This wasn't like, this lefty's kind of a scrub. Let's throw Carter out there against him. It wasn't like that. This lefty Noah Cameron, 2.53 ERA. Like, this was a tough lefty. We talked about it on the show last night. I was very surprised to see Evan Carter in the starting lineup. You know, again, if this was a guy with a 5+ ERA, left-handed, I probably wouldn't have been as surprised. But against a tough lefty like Noah Cameron, you would have thought that the Rangers would have probably gone a different direction. Not the case. And I don't think Evan Carter looks over his skis in the box against lefties. He's made some good contact. He's laid off some tough pitches. I think that maybe the Rangers are trying to turn over a new leaf here. Now, let's see what happens. If it starts getting competitive, I wonder if the Rangers see it through or if they revert back to matching up. But either way, I think what we're seeing is a small glimpse into what the future is going to be, which should be Evan Carter starting every day. I mean, you need Evan Carter every day in 2026. Make the commitment in the offseason. I'd love to see it. We keep rolling. They did make Noah Cameron work. They made him work today, absolutely. Noah only able to go 4 2/3 today. Ended up throwing 89 pitches in 4 2/3. Shoot, that's what some of our guys are doing. Jack Leiter, Kumar Rocker, a bunch of our young guys. 90 pitches, 4 2/3 of an inning pitch. Yeah, we made him work today. Outstanding. Rangers only collected 5 walks, so you just had some gritty at-bats from Texas today, just driving up the pitch count. I mean, again, only 5 walks. I mean, look, that's not nothing. 5 walks is not nothing. It's a pretty good number. But nevertheless, Rangers had a lot of quality ABs today, and it absolutely made a difference in getting to the Royals bullpen quickly. And the Rangers able to get to the Royals pen late, long. A little bit of tough luck there. You had the Corey Seager ground ball that probably should have ended the inning. You had the Marcus Semien check swing that probably should have ended the inning. And then you do what good teams have to do to win games. You punish the mistakes. You take advantage of the luck. Something that the Rangers have not been able to do a lot this year. So glad to see Kyle Higashioka break the trend and get it done for the boys tonight. I was wondering when somebody was going to throw this out there. Antonio, my guy. The comment is maybe Bochy away for a couple games might be what this team needs. No hate on Bochy, though. Look, a lot of respect to Boch. A lot of people, I mean, look, jokingly so in the Discord, we joke a lot about Boch. I know that there's a lot of respect among the diehards for Bruce Bochy. Some people really going off. I think it's a little bit too critical myself, but Boch being away from the team, who knows what it did? Who knows what it's doing? I still say I think things like that only take you so far. You step in the box, you toe the rubber, and does it really matter? Are you really thinking about Bruce Bochy not being there? Or are you just up there trying to get a hit? I can only tell you from my experience what I was thinking about. I'm thinking about what pitch is coming next. I'm thinking about staying back on off speed. I'm thinking about things that I've practiced during the week or before the game. I'm not thinking about things like that. But look, maybe it gave a little extra juice. Just something different. Just something different, right? It's not like there was probably some big rah-rah speech, but just something different. Coop, maybe. Maybe they're a little bit locked in with him out, oddly enough. Who knows what he's going through as well? I'm glad it's nothing health related, but a personal matter. You got to step away in the stretch run here. It's got to be something fairly serious, if I had to guess. Either seriously like a good thing or seriously maybe a little bit bad. Hope it's nothing bad. Hope it's just something special going on in the family. You never know. But look, if it is something not good, prayers up for Boch. Hope everything's all right with the fam. Final stat line for the Rangers with men on base. Looks like as we check, load. Come on. 6 for 10. When's the last time you saw the Rangers go 600 with runners in scoring position? 600. My goodness. 600? What a night. Doesn't feel like a night that we went 600 with runners in scoring position, does it? It just doesn't feel like that kind of night. I know you poured on 3 runs late on the Higgy double, but 6 for 10 with runners in scoring position? My goodness. Whew. We keep going. Didn't think we would win a bullpen game, Mason. Me neither. With the announcement of Caleb Bosley pitching and then accompanied by the Pasquatch 3-run bomb in the bottom of the first or second. Yeah, this one didn't feel like it was going to be a dub. When we went down 3-1, I think most of us were thinking the same thing. Here we go again. Rangers, get it done. Some way, somehow, man, they get it done. Yeah, look, props to the Rangers, the coaching, getting it done. I'm sure it was a collective effort tonight. Sure there was a little bit of everything, all of the coaches combining to make decisions, make calls, create the lineup, determine pitchers, when they're coming in, when they're going out. So I think we got to applaud the coaching staff tonight. I'm sure it's a collective effort. I'm sure Mike Maddox was relied upon a great deal. Good stuff tonight from the Rangers coaching staff. Keep going with comments. Come from behind win? Absolutely. Latz was outstanding. Got to give him all of the credit in the world. Yeah, 6 for 10 with men on base is insane. Insane. I cannot remember the last time I saw a 6 for 10 line for Rangers with runners in scoring position. Cannot remember. And the Rangers left 9 on base. They left 9 on base in this ball game. Could have been much worse of a game. Could have been 7-8, 9-3. That's what's crazy. 9 left on base tonight. Jeez. Semien, Seager, and Higgy all with 2-out RBI. They had the clutch factor tonight. They just had it tonight. Look, the Rangers have struggled with that all year long. You get Marcus Semien, you get Corey Seager, you get Kyle Higashioka, all with 2-out RBI tonight. That's huge. When you got the 2-out RBI game going, it's hard to lose. It's hard to lose. And look, it was still looking questionable at the end there. Rangers with the bad base running, it looked like maybe It kind of felt like to me, is this going to come back to bite them? Wyatt Langford getting run into and out. And then you also, of course, had Zeke Duran getting picked off. Felt like, is this one we're going to lose by 1 run because of bad base running? Glad that it did not come to that. You go up and down the lineup tonight. Langford, 2 for 2 with 3 walks. Reach base every single time. OPS up to 760 now. Great call. If that was Bochy, if that was the coaching staff that's there right now presently, whoever's decision that was, great decision. Ethan, maybe they heard you if you're still listening, my guy. Corey Seager, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Clutch single in the 7th that tied it up at 3. Marcus Semien comes alive, 3 for 5 tonight. You had, 4 Rangers go multi-hit. Beautiful thing. Higgy, 1 for 4 with 3 RBI. And a walk, on base twice. Josh Jung and Josh Smith combined to go 1 for 5 from the 5-hole. Josh Smith with a little Texas leaguer that found its way to the outfield there in the 9th inning. Ezekiel Duran, 2 for 5. Jonah Heim, 2 for 4. What are Zeke Duran's stats right now? What are his stats like over his last 7? Zeke over his last 15 is hitting 406. 406. Jeez. With a 900 plus OPS. 406 with a 900 plus OPS for Zeke Duran in his last 15 games. Zeke, who knew? Who knew he had it in him, man? It had been a lot of nothing all year long. He's picking a good time to do this. Definitely was not on my bingo card either. Hey, we're happy to beat the Royals for you, my guy. Thanks for stopping by. Jay, I appreciate that comment, man. Thanks for the support of the show. Happy to beat the Royals for you. Happy to beat them. Yeah, look, you have the Mariners and the Astros. Appreciate this comment, Sean. You have the Mariners and the Astros getting beat, getting swept. It's ridiculous, the slides that these teams are on right now. Astros lose 7-2 today. Look, anytime the Rangers win, it's a great day. Anytime Rangers win and Astros lose, it's an extraordinary day. The Yankees did win. That's unfortunate. But look, the fact that the Rangers are able to gain a little bit of ground with the Mariners losing 11-2 today to the Phillies, huge. Absolutely huge. And you gain a game on KC as well. This is big. You finish out these next few games here against the AL Central teams on a good note. Things could be cooking for you. Right now, you're 5 games back. Mariners are clinging on to that final wild card spot. Royals are 2.5 games behind them. Guardians are 3 games back of the Mariners. And then the Rangers sit at 5 games back. So look, you win tomorrow. And you could be with, look, are the Mariners playing tomorrow? No, they do not play tomorrow. So you could gain a half game on the Mariners tomorrow. You could gain a half game if you get a win. Mariners do not play. They open up a series with the A's on Friday. You've also got the Houston Astros opening up a series with, looks like, no, they're doing a 4-game set with Baltimore. So is that, they're playing Baltimore again. Feels like they just played Baltimore. They're playing Baltimore again in Baltimore starting tomorrow. So a 4-game set for the Astros coming up in Baltimore. Baltimore just beat up on them, right? The Tigers, I know, just swept them, but didn't Baltimore just beat up on them too? Pretty sure they did. I really hope we can get a weekend of favorable results. It feels like you win tomorrow. You split the series. And you win 2 out of 3 at home. I don't think we need to sweep. You win 2 out of 3 at home. I don't think that quite accomplishes the goal that we set out for the beginning of the week, 5-2. And look, you got to win the next 4 to really have a successful week, and that's going to be tough. But depending on the results, maybe a 3 out of 4 could be okay for you. Maybe winning the next 3 out of 4 works. We'll just have to see where the results fall above us, but This is a good point, Coop. We're better at home. We do play better at Globe Life. Look, it did not go so great on the last homestand. Got to turn it around in that regard, but the Rangers do typically play better in Arlington. Seattle takes the series versus the A's and passes the Stros. You're wishing that. I don't care at all about the A's losing games. Let's see them win it. A's, let's go. Beat up on the Mariners. Biggest O's fan and biggest A's fan right here. The fighting alphabet letters. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Series against Cleveland could be DeGrom, Evo, Leiter. I don't know if DeGrom is going to be available, man. Is he? Let's see, because he would have pitched today. So technically his turn in the rotation would be Monday. If you're going to do a true skip, and it sounded like that's what the Rangers were planning on doing, was a true skip in the rotation of DeGrom. So if you do that, he's not starting till Monday. I'd love to see them bump him up to Sunday or just have him pitch in the Guardian series in general. I don't think he's going to pitch this weekend. I'd love to see them change their mind. But no, I don't think he's going to pitch this weekend. Probably be on Monday. Keep going. Man, let's see this standing set right here. Astros have lost 4 in a row. Mariners have lost 5 in a row. Red Sox have lost 3 in a row. Yankees are on a 5-game heater, man. They were in that last playoff spot, kind of hanging by a thread, and now they are up 2 games on the first playoff spot, just like that. Man, 3 and 4 and 5 game losing streak for the Stros and Mariners. You really wish the Rangers could have taken better advantage, but we'll take the win today. Do I think Carter's getting more comfortable against lefties? Hard to say. I'd love to say yes. I just don't think it's a big enough sample size yet. He doesn't look over his skis. I'll say that. He looks comfortable, so we will see what the Rangers do with him philosophically moving forward. Are we going to see them play him every day? I'm a little encouraged that maybe they're trying to give it a shot because of what I said a little bit earlier, the point I made. Noah Cameron, this is a tough lefty. I don't think if you were trying to ease Evan Carter into starting every day, you would want to start him against Noah Cameron, the Royals starter from today. Dude had like a 2.50 ERA, man. Like, feels like you could have gone with a little bit of a softer landing for EC if you were planning on hitting him against lefties full time. But I just think at this point, maybe that's the spark. Maybe that's the difference maker. We'll see what happens. I would love to see DeGrom this weekend, though. Just going back to that, thinking about it again. I don't know if they're going to do it, but I'd love to see them move him up. Corbs pitches tomorrow. Evo goes on Friday. Correct. Evo's going to pitch on Friday. Yeah, look, TLC, you make a good point. Evan Carter obviously was dealing with coming back from an injury in the offseason into spring training. Started the season in AAA. I think that Evan definitely needs to be evaluated with the full season under his belt, and you hope that can be next year. You hope Evan can come into 2026 starting center fielder every day, and you just see what he's got. Give him a true evaluation, playing him every day for a couple months straight, and you see where you're at the end of May. I'd love to see the Rangers go that direction. Hobie Milner, baby. Absolutely. I sure hope you are correct, my guy. I sure hope you're correct. I try not to go too extreme after a win, but a win like this just injects hope directly into your veins, at least for me. It does. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It makes you hopeful. Scrappy win today. You go down 3-1 after the Pasquatch bomb. You could have easily threw in the towel, hung your head, and, gotten beat by the Royals 3 out of 4, maybe even 4 out of 4. In a game where you come back down 3-1, you win it in this fashion in the top of the 9th inning, just huge. You would love this to be a galvanizing win. I say this after every big win we have. Is this going to be the win that gets the boys fired up? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. If we go on a run, Berger and Bumby come off the IR. Dan, true, but I don't know that means they're getting back in the lineup immediately. The point was, if Berger and Bumby, come back, you're on a run, you don't really have the option of saying, no, you guys aren't playing. Look, Berger, I actually think was hitting pretty well before the injury. Dan, if I'm not mistaken, not saying you were throwing shade at Berger by any means, my guy, but look, Dolly, I must say I'm a little bit okay with him being out of the lineup right now. No hate to Adolis, but I think the lineup has been a little bit better for not having Adolis in it right now. That is kind of a testament to how bad Adolis was going at times. I honestly feel the same way about Josh Jung. Even though Josh played today, I like the lineup better without Josh Jung in it right now. And I just think there's so much drama surrounding Jungle Cat at this moment. I don't know how many of you guys catch the DLLS podcast that they do for Rangers most days with Jeff Wilson and Radigan and all those guys. But I did not know. Maybe you guys did. I really didn't know until I listened in on their podcast the other day that Josh Jung kind of has a bit of an attitude problem. I don't know if any of you guys had heard this. I really hadn't heard it. But from what Jeff Wilson was saying, again, DLLS podcast, John Radigan as well, one of the co-hosts, they kind of basically made it out like Josh Jung hasn't really gotten the message that the front office is trying to send him. Unfortunately, Cody Freeman's really not stepping up. He's having good at-bats. He looks better at the plate than Josh Jung, in my opinion. He's not striking out. Cody can put the ball in play. He's got better intangibles. I do think that Cody is a little bit better in the field, faster than Josh Jung. And Josh Jung's a really good defender. I think Cody Freeman is a really good defender over at the hot corner. I think we are going to be wowed and surprised by him and his glove the more opportunities he gets. Did not realize Josh Jung really was not on board per se with some of the things that the Rangers were trying to do with him. And they've been working with Josh Jung for a while on some different things, particularly not being so overly aggressive, swinging at bad pitches. And I just got to say, you wonder if Jungle Cat's days are numbered in Arlington. You just wonder. And I never thought you would be saying that at the end of this year. But based on some of the things I'm hearing, I think it is a real thing at this point. I think it's a real thing. Could this be Josh Jung's last year in Arlington? It would surprise me a little bit, but I think that it's not totally off the table. I think Josh would probably have a decent trade value. If you wanted to reset third base and cut bait with Josh Jung, you probably could, and it probably wouldn't be a throwaway. I'm very curious to see what happens with Josh. Look, I think there's a lot of people to blame for this year in the offensive struggles. I'm sure that Josh Jung looks at other guys on the team not playing well. I mean, the reality is you can only send certain guys down. Josh Jung's a guy you can send down. You can't send Jock Peterson down to the minors, right? So I hear what you're saying, definitely. But Josh Jung, we talked about it, did not hit well down at AAA. I mean, he hit some homers, but the approach really was not outstanding. I think he had a 200 average. It was not great. He came back up on fire from the minor leagues. That fizzled out pretty quickly. I am just so curious and interested what is going to happen with Josh Jung. We keep going. Could I see Kumar back up in the pen? Maybe for depth, depending on how the season goes. I don't think the Rangers want Kumar Rocker or Jack Leiter in the pen. These guys are back-to-back first-round picks. I think we just have to say that out loud. And with that, we say, do you really want to turn your first-round picks into bullpen guys? Look, you already did that with Cole Winn. Cole Winn was a first-round pick. By the way, Cole's on the IL right now. Forget what the injury was. Somebody can throw it in the chat if you remember. But Cole Winn to the IL today. But Cole Winn was a first-round pitcher. Hand issue, apparently. Okay? So Cole Winn in 2018, he was drafted and he was eventually turned into a relief pitcher. I don't want to see that happen to Leiter and Rocker. Like at some point, I don't know, you've got to make the commitment with these first-round draft pick pitchers. We're going to develop them into starters. Come on. They're infinitely more valuable as a starting pitcher than a relief pitcher. Infinitely more valuable. Keep going. Thoughts on the Tigers? Man, they were down bad there for a second, but feels like after playing the Astros, maybe they are back to their winning ways. 8-2 in their last 10. They were down bad, man, to start. What was that? To start the All-Star second half after the All-Star break. They lost to the Rangers 2 out of 3. And then didn't they go on some crazy losing streak? But now they've won 8 of their last 10. Look, I've said it a number of times, and I definitely don't mean this disrespectfully because winners are winners, right? If you win ball games, there's not a lot to complain about. But when you look at the Tigers' offense, I said this when we played them, they don't necessarily strike a lot of fear into your heart, but they just keep producing. And it is what it is. Like at the end of the day, who cares who you've got in the lineup? If they're hitting, they're hitting. So I definitely feel like at first glance, you're like, the Tigers don't really have the big names. Yeah, Carpenter, Green. Of course, you got a couple other guys mixed in there that have shown some promise this year as well. But still, I think the point remains. It's not like they've got a bunch of superstars 1 through 9. I know Riley Green was an all-star. Look, I know Carpenter's very, very good, but not superstars, right? They just keep winning. And that's what good teams do. It seems very much like a collective effort. Of course, they've got Tarek Skubal. You wonder if the pitching can hold up in October. Of course, you feel great about giving the ball to Tarek in a game 1 and in a game 5 if you're doing the divisional round. But in between, what's that look like? You wonder if the Tigers have enough fire at the starting pitching spot to make a run. Yeah, only superstar really is Skubal. It feels like. There's some good players. It's no disrespect to Kerry Carpenter. Love his game. I think Riley Green's a really, really outstanding player as well. But I hope the sentiment hits. Like, it's just nobody's jumping off the page, but they just keep winning, and that impresses me. Yeah, I'm not saying they don't have any good players. Don't take it the wrong way. Don't get it twisted. But we're talking superstars, right? They've got a lot of good players. They just don't have the superstars. But they keep getting it done. Love it. All right, we keep rolling. If we trade Jung for Arenado, are we getting better or worse at third base? Maybe a little bit better in that you're getting a better leader, it feels like. I'm not trying to dunk on anybody because I know that we threw this out a couple of times during the season. So, look, whoever said this, I'm not trying to dunk on you by any means. So don't take it personally. But remember when we were talking about Josh Jung as like a leader? Remember that? This does not seem anything close to what a leader does, how Josh Jung is carrying himself right now. If what Jeff Wilson, John Radigan, and what they're reporting is accurate, along with Evan Grant. And look, Chris Young came out and gave about as harsh of a criticism as he does about Josh Jung. Volatile, inconsistent. I mean, these were some of the words Chris Young used to explain Josh Jung. Does this sound like a leader to you? And look, I was skeptical about Josh Jung being a leader in the clubhouse from the moment I first heard the concept. And Josh Jung definitely seems like a good dude. I know he got gifts for everybody at the beginning of the season. I'm not saying Josh Jung sucks or he's a bad dude, but definitely doesn't feel like any kind of leader on this squad. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how else you can come to that conclusion. Ethan, what do you mean he spoke up? I mean, I don't really understand what the big speak up was. If anything, people are speaking up about him. I don't think you can credit Josh Jung for anything with this offense. I mean, look, he had a nice little 10-game stretch. It's about it. He has not been good this year, and I'm not going to credit him for the offense doing better right now. Maybe I'm misreading what you're saying, my guy. Yeah, look, the numbers have dipped for Jung. He's a career 250 hitter. Look, the numbers that he has like 46 career homers, 130-something RBI. I know that this is probably like a really lofty elite season, but those are the kind of stats you'd love for your third baseman to have in 1 year. 40-something homers, 130 RBI. You'd love for your starting hot corner third baseman to have those numbers in 1 year. Josh has been in the league for 4. I don't know. For me, I am not sold, and I think Josh has a lot to prove down the stretch here. We keep rolling. He definitely has to show something here, Dan. I'm with you. Caden, agreed. The base paths, the base running, it has to get cleaned up. No excuses. It's ugly. Wyatt Langford, I would say the only negative from him was the base running today, and it's been a little bit of a problem for Wyatt. You also had Zeke Duran getting picked off. The pickoffs just drive me insane. I know y'all feel the same. The pickoffs drive me insane. I don't understand. You're at second base with 2 outs, and you have got the top, I think it was the top of the order up, and you're doing that? Come on, man. Like, if it wasn't the top of the order, it was like 9-hole, and you would have flipped it over. You've got to make sure in that situation that you are being smart. You've got to give your team a chance to score you from second there. Look, Zeke Duran, batting over 400 his last 15 games. I don't want to go all in on the guy, but, bro, you have got to be better in that moment. Got to be better. What was Beltre's numbers when he was with the Rangers? He had like 20-plus homer season. Just for fun, let's go down memory lane. Let's go down memory lane and let's look at Beltre's best year with Texas. Beltre's best year with the Rangers, he hit 36 homers and drove in 102. In 2016, he hit 32 and drove in 104. In 2011, he hit 32 and drove in 105. So it's probably 2011, 2012, his best 2 years. In 2012, he finished third in MVP voting and won the Gold Glove. So look, 36 bombs Beltre hit in 1 year. You're talking about 10 less than Josh Jung has in 4 years of play. And look, Beltre is a Hall of Famer. We understand Josh Jung and Beltre are not in the same stratosphere. But my point remains. Josh Jung is giving you numbers in production that you'd love for your third baseman to give you in 1 season, maybe 1.5 or 2. It's good enough. We keep going. Who do I think was better all time, Miguel Cabrera or Trout? I got to go Mickey. I mean, I'd love to do a side-by-side comparison, but I'm going Miguel Cabrera. Just for fun, I'm going to look up Miggy stats right now, but I'm going Miguel Cabrera. First of all, 3,000 hits. You've got a career 901 OPS elite, a career 306 batting average elite. You're not going to see a lot of career 300-plus averages anymore. You're talking about a guy that won back-to-back MVPs, 2012, 2013, and a lot of other top finishes in MVP voting. You're talking about a guy that won the World Series for the Marlins, won a Triple Crown, won the batting title 4 times, 7 Silver Sluggers. I don't think it's really a big question that Miguel Cabrera is better than Mike Trout right now. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's a question. I think Miggy takes the cake. I mean, look, unless Trout catches fire and a lot of healthy seasons in the next 4 or 5, yeah, I don't think it's particularly close. No, Caden, I really don't. I think that he is strictly a fill-in at this point. Ureta, I don't see being the manager next year, maybe, but I think it's going to be Skip Schumacher. That would be my that's been my best guess. I don't think that Ureta is going to step into the role. I don't think there's a lot you can really tell, honestly, about Ureta's managing at this point. Like Bochy probably drew the lineups up for the next 2 games anyways, and Maddox probably finagled all the pitching. So I really don't think Ureta has a whole lot of his fingerprints on this. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but that'd be my take. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. Great night to be a Rangers fan. Astros lose, Rangers win. It doesn't get better than that. Josh Jung was supposed to be Evan Longoria Jr. That would have been nice. Haven't seen that yet, Ethan. Josh Jung's gotta prove something. Look, y'all know I love the Jungle Cat. He's right over my shoulder here. Right over my shoulder here. I love the Jungle Cat. I know that maybe my rant, my soapbox comes off as hate. It's just reality. It's disappointing to hear guys kind of low-key pouting. It's just never a good look. Let me give you an example of a guy, and I've brought this up before. Let me give you an example of a guy that didn't pout when he got sent to the minor leagues. Cole Winn. Again, Cole Winn in Vegas, when I watched him multiple games, I mean, dude is locked in, talking to teammates, like ready to work on just about anything. He's got clipboards, charts, helping teammates. Cole Winn, to me, and Josh Jung and their stints down in the minor leagues, which really did overlap. I mean, now looking back at it, hearing all that I'm hearing about Josh Jung and where his mental was at when he got sent down, it just doesn't seem like there's a comparison. Josh Jung, man, you're only making it worse when not only are you struggling, but you're not buying in and you're not really listening to the coaches, to the front office. And that is what's being reported right now. We're not just pulling that out of nowhere. That is what's being reported right now. I'm a hard pass on Profar. You know, whenever guys get popped for PEDs, it is still very possible that they are very above average players. But at the same time, it does leave a weird taste in your mouth. I don't know that I want to go out and reunite with Profar. Any young third baseman we could get in the offseason, I mean, look, there's a number of guys you could go get. You got to see who's available. I don't know who the top third baseman in free agency is per se, but I'd love to see who the top ones are. I'll try and go to Spotrac and see what I can cook up for you guys. Top third baseman free agents. Let's check it out. 2026 third baseman free agents. So Alex Bregman has an opt-out. Wouldn't that be wild? That's never going to happen, but that would be wild. Alex Bregman's probably the best one behind maybe Eugenio Suarez. Gino Suarez, probably the top third baseman. It's not a lot. Here are the third basemen that are available in free agency. Taylor, DeYoung, Urias, Iglesias, Andujar, Gino Suarez, Yohan Moncada, Alex Bregman, Justin Turner. There's not a lot of third basemen that are really available next year. So you're going to have to probably trade for somebody, or you just give the reins over to Cody Freeman. I mean, that's really the only way to go there. You just give the reins over to Cody Freeman. I don't think that there's a lot of options. I mean, look, Moncada is okay, McJ. I'm not a big Moncada fan. I don't know that he's that big of an upgrade over Josh Jung. I think if you're going to give up Josh Jung, don't you want to get a guy that's in your mind, like eye test clearly better? Maybe they won't be able to pull it off, but I would love to see them go out and get someone. If they're going to move on from Josh Jung, get someone who is legitimately better and it doesn't take a deep dive to see it. That's what I'd like to see. We keep going. When is Walcott ready? Appreciate the comment. Certified bench warmer. Hey, thanks for following recently, by the way, too, my guy. Thank you. So I don't think Walcott is going to be here till 27. I think he might be a late call-up next year, but Walcott is not exactly killing it. We talked about Walcott. He's got about a 700 OPS and average in the low twos. AA has definitely been a little tough on him. AA's been a little tough on him. So at this point, I don't think Walcott's going to be around till the end of next year. I think he'll get a spring training invite, maybe if he torches it in spring training. But I don't think that he is going to be a starter next year by any means. I think, if anything, Walcott probably projects more as a 2027 guy in terms of legitimate playing time and potentially taking a starting role. Keep going. Bregman would be wild. I don't think Bregman is going to come to the Rangers. That would be crazy. Can I just say this out loud? I would probably be here for it. I know that might be sacrilegious among Rangers fans. I'd probably be okay with an Alex Bregman get if we could pull it off. I don't think he would come here, but I'd take Bregman. Bregman is one of the best third basemen in the game. I think if you can get Bregs, you get him. I would get over the Astros thing. I really would. It would take maybe a second, but then when he hits his first bomb as a member of the Rangers and actually gives you an elite hitting threat at the hot corner, I think we'll all forgive him for being an Astro. Slam to Jackson, your point is well noted, but I do think if you can find a way to convince Alex Bregman to come, you do it. If you can upgrade from Josh Jung to Bregman, you get that job done. And wouldn't it be kind of nice just to drive that knife just a little bit deeper into the Houston Astros and twist it when Breggy's hitting bombs off of them? Back in Houston. Now that's some drama right there. I love that. Love it. Does Walcott take over third base or shortstop? I think probably third, or he plays outfield. I think Corey Seager's got 2 or 3 more years elite at shortstop. And look, the glove is not necessarily elite, but that being said, let me push back on my own point for a second. Corey Seager was top 3 in the Gold Glove metrics as recently as a couple of weeks ago. They had Corey Seager at 3rd in AL Gold Glove metrics. They use a number of different things to judge that. But Corey Seager is a very underrated defender. A lot of people see Corey Seager as kind of slow, big, kind of not a guy that moves very well. And look, he's actually a really above average defender at shortstop. Like everybody in the offseason, we entertained it here on the show a little bit, but not a ton. Everybody in the offseason was willing to move Corey Seager to first base. I think he is showing you he can still play a pretty good short. McJay, if they pull this off, I might die and go to heaven. And I know that sounds so odd talking about 2 former Astros players, but if we could find a way to bring Bregman and King Tuck to Arlington, and I know Tucker's having a little bit of a slide. You know what I say? Glass half full, typical Ride on Rangers here. Good. Drive down that price, baby. Kyle Tucker's having a little bit of a slump in Chicago. They're benching him right now or giving him a little mental reset. Good. Drive that price down. Make him more affordable. You'd love to see it. You would love to see it. Bregman does not suck, Ultramodern. Not in the statistical sense. Maybe in other ways, but not in the statistical sense. Maddox, we just got done getting swept by the Phillies. I got so upset, I decided to take on Rangers podcasting. It's a rough series against the Phillies for me. I'm almost at 50 homers, though. Pretty incredible feat. But, yeah, getting swept by the Phillies didn't feel so great. So here I am, Rangers podcasting now. Oh, shoot. Let me see. Ethan, what are you cooking right now? 12 for 480. Let's see. Ethan, I'm not a math guy, buddy. I got to see the average annual. 40 mil a year? Yeah, you do that. 100%. Look, hard pass, Dan. 40 million a year for Tuck. That's kind of feeling like a bit of a steal to me, especially considering things are only going to get more expensive. If you could get Tucker for 40 million a year, that feels like 12 years from now. That's going to be, a little bit of an interesting deal. I don't think Kyle Tucker's going to be what he is, but If you can get him for that price with how prices are only going to go up, I don't think that's a bad deal. But ultra modern, maybe he does do that. Maybe he does the 1-year option. What's he at right now? Look, there's been a lot made of this Kyle Tucker slump. I haven't done any research on it. Clearly, this isn't right on Cubs, so I'm not trying to be up to date with how all the Cubbies are doing, but let me check it out. So Kyle Tucker on the year, he is hitting 261, 821 OPS. This tells you how godlike he was in the first half. Bro's got an 821 OPS, but in his last 30 games, he's hitting 181. Like, that's how good Kyle Tucker was hitting before he went into this slump. Kyle Tucker's going to be good. He's going to be fine, man. He is going to be okay. I think it only plays to the Rangers and any other free agent suitor's advantage that he's doing a little poorly right now. He's still going to get paid. Ethan, I think he's going to want $500 million. I don't think he's going to take anything less than $500 million. But I'd love if we got Tucker. We'll see if we can pull it off. We probably have the money to do it. I think we can get creative and make it happen, but we'll see. Tucker has a fractured hand. Is that being reported? I didn't hear anything about that. I just heard he was getting a little bit of time off. But I'll check out the news. Yeah, there's nothing about his fractured hand. It's just reset, figuring out his struggles on the bench. I don't know. Tucker has definitely hit well at Globe Life, that's for sure. That would be fun. It'd be fun. It just got reported. All right, we'll check it out. Thank you, man. Pete Alonso and Alex Bregman in the infield. Well, Bregman is a free agent next year. If he wants it, he can opt out. Bregman can opt out. So it's not a Bregman trade we're talking about, y'all. Bregman can opt out of his contract if he wants to. I don't know if he's going to, but if he does, you go try and get Alex Bregman. Kyle Tucker is an unrestricted free agent. All right, let's keep rolling. Let's go through tomorrow's game. Let's do our preview real quick, though. Before I do the preview of tomorrow, series finale, big thank you to all of my paid members and subscribers. Appreciate you guys. And thank you for everybody that has given a gift on the show today. All the comments, the likes, the people that have followed. If you've been looking along for a while, you've been watching the show now for a few minutes, hey, hit that follow button. This is what we do almost every night. Hopefully you kind of get the vibe of the show. A lot of questions, a lot of comments, a lot of me giving you my 2 cents. It's good times. Hit that follow button so you get notified the next time we go live, which should be at some point tomorrow in the afternoon. And look, if you have been thinking about a way that you can support the show additionally, definitely always go into the first reel or video or short on one of my pages, YouTube, X, TikTok, of course. Giving it a like, giving it a watch, dropping a comment or two. That goes a long, long way. But if you want to take it even further than that, consider subscribing. It's a $2.99 per month membership. It gets you into our exclusive Ride on Rangers Discord, which has been outstanding over the summer months. Would love to have you be a part of it. If you're on TikTok, bottom left corner, hit that subscribe button. We'll get you into the Discord right after the show. Again, would love to have your voice in the chat, man. It's a great time. And then look, if you are on YouTube or X, we dropped the link for you guys. Thank you for considering it. Copy and paste that into a browser of your choice. And again, we'll get you into the Discord chat right after the show is over. Thanks for considering, guys, and appreciate all of your support of Ride on Rangers. It means so much. Getting ever closer to 10K on TikTok, over 2,000 on YouTube, getting close to 2,000 on Instagram. Things are trending up, and a big part of that is thanks to you guys. All right, preview of tomorrow's game. Let's check it out. We put a bow on this one. Rangers win 6-3. Tomorrow's game, day game, getaway game. Rangers are going to get back on. Hopefully a happy flight to Texas. Game time tomorrow, 11:10. My time out here in Vegas, 1:10 Texas time. And we have Patrick Corbin against Mike Lorenzen. Former Texas Ranger Mike Lorenzen. Mike has a 4.43 ERA on the year, 5-8. We know Mike Lorenzen well. Not a guy that's going to get a ton of Ks. He is going to pitch to contact and let the defense work. We'll see if the Rangers are able to do some damage against their former teammate. KC against Patrick Corbin. Let's start there. Frazier, 0 for 4. Michael Garcia, he is 4 for 8 with the home run. Might need to watch out for Garcia tomorrow. Randall Grichuk, 222 average in 18 career at-bats. Jonathan India, 375 average in 16 ABs, does have a home run as well. Isbell and Lofton are both 0 for 2. Maley, the catcher, 1 for 2 with the home run. Pasquatch is 0 for 6 against Patrick Corbin. That's encouraging. Pasquatch 0 for 6 against Rangers probable starter Pat Corbin. Salvi Perez, 2 for 8. Bobby Witt, 5 for 9 with a bomb. Might want to look out for Garcia and Bobby Witt Jr. tomorrow. Yastrzemski, 2 for 3 lifetime against Pat Corbin. Pat needs to pick it up a little bit. He has been scuffling. 4.45 ERA. Look, he's been pretty solid throughout the year, but he has run into a bit of a rough stretch. 5.23 ERA over his last 7 games. Look, it's hard to defend that. He needs to be better tomorrow. He allowed 7 earned runs against Toronto last time out. Has not made it to the 5th inning in his last 3 games. That's got to change if the Rangers want to get a split tomorrow. Corbin, he's given us a chance to win a lot of ball games, but of late, there's some corrections he needs to make. And quickly, if the Rangers want to get a dub on their way out of Kansas City. Now, on the other side, Rangers against Lorenzen. Numbers are obviously limited. Heim, 0 for 2 career. Josh Jung, 0 for 2 career. Not so sure if we see Josh Jung tomorrow with a righty. Who knows what they decide to do? Jock Peterson, 1 for 6. Corey Seager, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Marcus Semien, 3 for 4 against Mike Lorenzen with an RBI. Josh Smith, 0 for 1. Rowdy Tellez, who I think we'll probably see tomorrow, 1 for 6. Mixed bag against Lorenzen, very small sample size. Let's see how Mike has done in his last few games before we wrap up the show. His last 2 outings, he went 7 innings, no earned runs against Arizona on July 6th. He must have just come back from an injury because his last start was August 16th against the White Sox. He went 4 innings, gave up no earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 3 hits allowed. So this looks to be Lorenzen's second start after maybe a little bit of an injury here. We'll see how the Rangers fare against him. Former Texas Ranger Mike Lorenzen on the hill for KC. Patrick Corbin on the bump for the good guys. Let's see if the Rangers can get a good win on their way out of town. Ryan, appreciate you. Hey, Ryan, by the way, I got your email, man. I'll email you back after the show, okay? Appreciate you, man. Thank you for your support of the channel. Means a lot. Let's see. Bregman, Seager, Alonso, Tucker, Rio Muto. Whoa! That escalated quickly, Dan. Dan, that escalated very quickly. We are going crazy in free agency with the spending. If the Rangers do that, I'm really going to die and go to heaven. Like, that would be phenomenal. I doubt it happens, but it's fun. It's fun piecing it together. I'd love, I like the comment. I'd be happy to get 1 or 2 of those guys. Ryan, I'm with you. We'd be lucky to get 1 of them. But I'll take 5. I'll take all 5 for sure. Dream buy this offseason is probably Kyle Schwarber. I just like Kyle Schwarber's game. He walks and he hits homers. The average can sometimes be low, but I like that Schwarb will walk and hit bombs. We need more walks on the team. We need more bombs on the team. Feels like a match made in heaven. I'd love to get Kyle Schwarber. JT Real Muto is very close. Pretty much the 2 top Phillies guys. If we can pull that off, that would be the dream for me. Schwarber, I would love to get. If we can get both those Phillies guys, great offseason. If you can get Real Muto as your starting catcher and Schwarber as your DH, hello, cooking with gas. You really are. All right, y'all. Hey, tomorrow, not going to be live right after the game. It's going to be probably more like 6:30 Texas time, something like that. It's not going to be right after the game tomorrow. We have work during the day, so not going to be able to do 8th, 9th inning. So we will be peeking in on the score, peeking in on the broadcast at times, but not going to be a game that we can do 8th, 9th inning right after. So if you're checking out TikTok, YouTube, and you're wondering where the heck is Right on Rangers at, delayed show tomorrow, probably about a 6:30 show, maybe 6:45 out here on the West Coast. It'll be 4:30, 4:45 my time, something like that. So look for me around that time. I'm going to try and schedule the show so you guys will be able to see it online if you run into it. If you can make it, great. If you can't make it for whatever reason, no worries. Catch us on the replay. We'll also be back all weekend for the series with the Guardians, which is a big one. It's a really big one. So we're excited for that. You hope the Rangers can get a win tomorrow. Makes the weekend even more riveting. If you could somehow pull off 4 more wins in a row and manage to go 5-2 this week, that would be incredible. Maybe I'm dreaming, but that's the kind of hope a night like tonight gives you. Kyle Higashioka drives in 3 in the top of the ninth to win it for the Rangers. Milner slams the door. Armstrong preserves the tie. It's a great, great game. Wyatt Langford on base 5 times. Yes, some things to clean up, but overall, a great win. Manuel, it looks like he's just going to miss a start. Probably will pitch on Monday. Maybe this weekend, but it looks like probably Monday. We'll see what happens. Appreciate the comment, man. Hey, if you have not liked the show yet, even if you already have, Justin, appreciate the gift. Hey, hit that like a few times, right? If you're on TikTok, give me a few taps on our way out here. And if you're on YouTube and you haven't liked it, I know it might not seem like a big deal. It helps us with our engagement numbers, helps get the show out to more and more people. So if you're on YouTube right now, you haven't liked the live yet, please give us a like. Thank you so much for all your support. It means an awful lot. We don't take anything for granted here on the show. Every follow, every comment, every like, every share. A bunch of you guys have shared the live since we started. It means everything. You guys are a huge reason this show continues to get bigger and bigger. And for that, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We started in January 2023, Right on Rangers. January 2023. We've been going for about 2.5 years. We started with 0. We're almost at 10K on TikTok. Over 2,000 on YouTube. Look, maybe that doesn't seem like a ton, but it's progress to me, and it means the world. And you guys are a huge part of that. So thanks again. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday night. I will be back tomorrow around, again, 6:30 Texas time, 6:45. I'll try and schedule it so you can see it. Let's hope the Rangers come to play tomorrow. Get some good food in the system. Head to bed. Wake up. Head to the ballpark. Get a win. Happy flight back to Arlington. Ready? Break. And that ends our show. Love you guys. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.